Is there proper training happening here when it comes to ICE?
There's not. We've all seen it. And there should be.
You definitively state that they're not being properly trained. Do you know that?
They're shooting dogs. They're shooting dogs in people's that have been locked in people's bathrooms. They're abandoning small children alone in cars while they. No, it's not false. Look it up. Don't just say false.
Abandoning small children. They turned the children over to HHS.
There were actually small children abandoned in a highway in a car in Cicero, Illinois.
You make these sweeping statements that they're not training.
Would you like me
they're
to
not
get
training ICE
with,
Of course
with
they go through
examples
training.
of what is happening?
Of course they're training them.
Well, they're training them, then they're not learning this stuff. They're definitely violating human rights.
What up, my fellow common sense revolutionaries, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Nonsense with your boy, OG Big Meaty. Y'all check this out, man. On today's episode, y'all, once again, we have my boy Scott Jennings cooking these liberal CNN commentators. I'm talking about he is going all out slaughter on these fools, man. Keep alleging that Donald Trump and the ICE administration is lowering hiring standards to meet quotas. Man, once again, y'all know this couldn't be further from the truth, but once again, you have the liberal losers who's committed to lying. So we're going to go through all this, y'all, and we're going to try to make it make some sense, y'all. Let's get right to it.
For these interactions between ICE agents and the public, frankly, it's not entirely surprising that that's what's happening as they try to rush these people through the process of getting certified to be on the streets.
Okay, well, in all honesty, I'm athletically allergic. Could not pass the presidential exam when I was in school, could not do a pull-up for a nanosecond. That being said, look, I think this lack of not only the athletic aspect, but also the civics aspect is showing in the interactions we are seeing. There have been at least 170 U.S. citizens that have been detained by ICE. We have seen people get scooped up because they're black in Chicago. And blacks put into U-Haul trucks, in the back of U-Haul trucks. We have seen teenagers pinned to the ground. We know that there have been more deaths in ICE custody.
This woman is crazy.
In the last few months, and there were in the last 4 years. So, I would hope that even folks who are in favor of deporting everybody, I would hope that there would be some agreement that there needs to be rights, that there needs to be a process, that people need to be allowed to show ID, that they can't just be scooped up in that way and have their rights violated. It's just inhumane what we are seeing in the streets of America.
Or at least that the standards shouldn't be lowered just to meet a quota.
Okay, I just have to respond.
Whoa, guys, is that a liberal saying that the standard should not be revised to meet a quota? You guys gotta be kidding me. Come on, affirmative action, DEI? You talking about the lowering of standards to meet quotas? Oh, so quotas only apply to the minorities in our American society. The majority just get shitted on all the time. You people got to stop it. This is ridiculous. Now the quota party, the party of the party of lowering standards. You guys are the party of lowering standards. Now the party of lowering standards is complaining about Trump and ICE for lowering standards for their applicants. Guys, the pot should never call the kettle black. Just saying.
Onto this. If you are housing or living with somebody in MS-13 or a gang member, it is very possible that you could get swept up in that. That is just a reality.
Listen, the vast majority of the people who have been detained do not have criminal records. 75%.
If you're living with a gang member.
See, these are the liberal lies. This is what I'm talking about. Over 75% of the people don't have criminal background. They have a criminal background the moment they step into our country illegally. I don't know what you people think constitutes a crime, but it's usually curtailed around illegal activity. So if you are illegally in our country, you are indeed have committed a crime and are in fact deemed a criminal. and should be detained and removed up out of our great state. It should be removed out of these great United States. I'm talking about what is that so hard to understand? But I like, but I like this little sister Lydia. I like Lydia because she's gonna cook. So let's go, y'all. Let's let her cook.
You gotta know that's a
That's
possibility.
the people
Okay.
that were scooped up in this
Gotta know that's a
residential building in
possibility.
the middle of the night. You're just making things
Okay.
up.
As
Yeah,
another
You're making
so-
things up.
just as a-
Most of the
just as a
people that have
factual
been
matter.
Once again, y'all, like I said on one of my last pods, y'all, like, listen, y'all, when the police come in to conduct a raid, everybody in that vicinity is going to be detained, and detained and arrest are not the same thing, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm telling you guys because I am a jailhouse lawyer and I most definitely been detained and arrested enough by the police to know the difference. Trust me. I'm talking from experience, y'all. This is not a Google. This is not me Googling facts. This is me experiencing this in real life. You're gonna get detained if you're any around the area, man, where law enforcement is conducting a raid. You have to separate people, and the officers have to make sure that they are safe, that the whole environment that they are raiding is confined and controlled in order for them to continue to conduct the investigation. It's common sense. It's common sense. You're going to get detained. You're not going to be allowed to go to the bathroom. ICE is trying to get rid of these criminal organizations that is destroying our communities in America. You can't go to the bathroom. No, you got to sit still until we figure out who you are and what the hell you doing here. It seemed like practical police practice to me. It seemed like practical police procedures to me. And I don't know why these people are in such a hoorah over police finally doing their job and protecting our community from criminal elements. I don't know. We've been screaming and bagging for this type of law enforcement forever. Now we're crying and complaining. Why? Because Trump is the only one with the kahunas to do it. We're only mad because Trump is doing it. If Bill Clinton or Obama would have done this, would have been praising and worshiping him and saying someone finally cares about the black community. But since it's from Trump, it has to be evil and it has to be stopped. You people are the reason for the devastation within the black community. You people mind state is distorted and corrupted. And y'all need to stop pushing them narratives within our black community, man. It's about time we finally have leadership that pays attention to that pays attention to those marginalized communities who for so many years and for so many decades have got little to no attention. You people should be cheering and celebrating these efforts, not trying to figure out a way to downgrade them or destroy them. You people are crazy. Let's continue, y'all. My fault. I digress.
detained
I mean,
do not have any criminal
I don't
records
know.
and or ties to gangs.
Look, I'm sure you can find an example or two of this, but we also know the situations for a lot of these 170 Americans. And some of them were just happened to be in the same location as other people who might have been targeted by ICE and were still scooped up.
The teenage
And
black boy I was referring to was in
to
a
Ana Navarro,
CPS.
Look how Mexicans refer to black people. Boy, listen, the teenage black boy. Boy, if Scott Jennings would have said that, he'd have been labeled a racist right out the top. But I've been telling black folks forever. Don't nobody hate black people more than Mexicans and most Latinos, especially those Venezuelans and Argentinians and Mexicans. Those native Aztec Latinos, they can't stand black folk. That's why Mexicans don't get along with Puerto Rico, because Puerto Rico really just a black Spanish city or black Spanish state. You know what I'm saying? Like the Dominican, like these are the only Latinos that relate to black folks because they come from the same ship as us. But these other Latinos don't hate that. They hate black folks to their core. And they don't got no problem telling y'all that. And y'all sitting up here, man, I'm talking about dying on that hill. Y'all sitting up here supporting and helping people that don't even like y'all. Y'all crazy as hell. Let's continue.
This point, that apartment building that they raided a couple of weeks ago, that housed, frankly, mostly Americans, they only identified two alleged Tren de Aragua members. The rest of the people who were arrested, including American citizens, they're not gang members. So that's also happening.
Okay.
But I was
and-
asking you about the
yes.
standards because the issue at hand here is that the standards are not being met, and B, in some cases, are being slightly lowered to allow more people to get through this process because they have to meet a quota. And when you're talking about law enforcement, is that really what we should be doing?
No.
No, you shouldn't be lowering standards for law enforcement. But this is these people. This is these people idea. This is Abby thinking she got them. This is Abby thinking she got them. People, just stay tuned. You're gonna see the lowering of standards that ICE did to try to get more applicants qualified. We're gonna show. She's gonna go on to show you the standards that they lowered to get more ICE applicants qualified. These people are crazy, but let's continue. Let's go.
Absolutely not. And unfortunately, this is not really an ICE problem. This is a problem across the board. I think as many as 80% of police officers are overweight. And so we've seen standards just decrease across the board. Now, my understanding is that they aren't decreasing the standards. They're just saying that a lot of people are failing. And I think that's okay, right? They have a lot of people who are interested in joining. Not all of them are going to meet the criteria. And that's the reality.
A lot of people are joining.
Common sense. Did y'all hear? She's probably the youngest person on that panel and made the most sense. All you gotta do is apply common sense to a lot of these narratives. Like you can't make an omelet without cracking the egg. Like I don't understand. Like I don't understand why black folks is so mad about the inconvenience of being detained to get rid of two Mexican gang members out of their apartment complex. Why would black folks be upset about that? Why would they be upset that you guys had to come entertain us, briefly inconvenience us, to get rid of these violent criminal elements up out of our community and up out of our building? No one wants no gang members, no criminal organization around their kids. Are you people crazy? I wouldn't care if you only remove one. Job well done. I digress.
Because a lot of people need jobs. A lot of people are failing because we don't teach civic in schools, and that's a problem. And
They're offering $50,000 bonus.
a lot of people are taking the job because there's student loan forgiveness. And I hope they don't lower the standard, because the last I checked, it was the DEI candidates that needed the standard lowered. But now it seems like the people who want to work for ICE might get their standards. Let's just see how this all plays out.
And that's not what's happening. They're failing. The system is working. They have fitness standards. They have standards for civics. If you fail the standards, you don't get in. So the story is that you have a system in place designed to weed people out who shouldn't be in, and it's working.
I will say this. So
Absolutely 100%. It's a good thing. It shows that we have qualifications, we have a system in play, and we have people not meeting those qualifications. They're not getting in. So that shows that the system works. But here's Abby. She can't stand practicality. Oh my God, it irritates her to death. She has to go on, after all this sense that Scott just made, she has to go on and try to debunk the practicality of what he just said. And just listen, y'all, because this is when she's finna give her stats on the lowering of standards. Just pay attention, y'all.
here's what we know, at least for now. In February, the requirements were this: 32 sit-ups in a minute or less, 22 push-ups in a minute or less, 220-yard sprint, 1.5-mile run. Now, the standard is 15 push-ups as opposed to 22. So it's still 32 sit-ups, 1.5 miles, in slightly less time than before. So
So the lowering of standards involves 7 less push-ups, y'all, but you got to run 1.5 miles faster. Now, for anybody who have any history of working out, that's a fair compensation. Running is more cardio. Push-ups is more calisthenics. This is not a lowering of standards. This is really just put more emphasis on one physical standard than the other because it might be more suitable to adjusting in accordance with today's mission standard. I mean, we need you to run faster than do more push-ups because we got a lot of these illegals running. We need some fast officers out there because these Mexicans, they used to running. These illegals are runners. They crossed the whole fucking desert to get here. So we need people that's a little bit more swift on their feet because these people are quick. So this is why the change of the standards. That's just me being funny. Y'all, let's go.
There's been a slight adjustment. Who knows why? You need to do
Adjustment.
But
7 fewer
Who
push-ups
knows
than
why? If you don't
before,
know,
but
if you don't know
standards
why
low.
are you complaining?
you still have to
it
meet an
appears
athletic
it
standard, and you
appears
still
to
have to
be
meet a
the
So they lowered the
But
standard.
standards
Look,
still declining.
I also
Standards
think,
still
I mean,
declining.
to
But
me,
it's not
also the civics part is huge because knowing
right.
people's rights in this country is part of what you need to know if you're going to be violating them potentially as a law enforcement officer, or at least you have the power to do
But
that.
there was another claim tucked into that report, which is the people themselves are misrepresenting themselves, saying they're lying. See, that's a decline in standards too. It's a matter of character. It's a matter of soul craft. So it's not just you got a decline in standards across the board. And too often you want to scapegoat the most vulnerable. It must be the black folk and brown folk responsible for the decline of standards. No, get off the crack pipe. That's not true at all. What's really true is the decline in standards across the board and people acting as if they're so athletically on the cutting edge. And when it's time to take the test, they can't pass
And
it.
if you lie
Just
on your
today-
application, perhaps you lie on the
Well,
job.
just today there was
If you lie on your application, perhaps you will lie on the job. Well, maybe I just thought I could do 7 more push-ups and realized I couldn't. That's it. That's all. And maybe I would know civics if you liberals didn't take it out of school. In y'all attempt to create a Marxist society, it was you people who took out civics in school because it made too much reference to a free democratic society. It was you people. It's always you people, man. I grew up with civics in school. I knew about my government. I knew about the roles of government, judicial, executive, and legislative. I knew all these things. Like you had to pass a class, a civics class. You liberals took this out. You know why you took this out? Because brown and black folk, one meeting, y'all testing standards. Now you talking about lowering standards. Come on, y'all. Perfect example. Let's go.
ICE police officer whose weapon was charged and injured a U.S. Marshal and the suspect because they were using the service weapon to bang on the window of a suspect. I mean, I don't know. I mean, these are the types of things that just seem like, is there proper training happening here when it comes to ICE?
There's not. We've all seen it. And there should be.
You
Yes,
definitively
how the
say
hell
that
you
they're
know?
not being properly trained. You know
How
that?
do you know?
Because,
How you make a
they're shooting
definitive
dogs.
statement like
They're
that?
shooting dogs and people that have
They're
been locked in
shooting
people's
dogs. That's
bathrooms.
how
They're
she know.
abandoning small children alone in
False.
cars while they. No, it's not false. Look it up. Don't just say false. I actually.
Abandoning small children. They
Yes,
turn the children over to
there were
HHS.
actually small children abandoned in a highway in a
You
car
have
in
these vague
Cicero,
anecdotes.
Illinois.
And
What,
you make these sweeping
how much
statements
more
that they're not
specific would
trained.
you like me
They're
to
not
get
training ICE.
with,
Of course
with
they go through
examples
training.
of what is
Of
happening?
course they're training them.
Well, they're training them, then they're not learning this stuff. They're definitely violating human rights, Scott.
Well, I disagree with you.
Okay, well,
Well, look, Scott, she had a specific example.
She did not have a
Sounds like you
specific
were
example. She had a broad example. She
I'm not
quoted
aware
a
of her
couple
example. Here's
specific
what I know.
examples
Under
and
Joe
actually
Biden,
telling
under Joe
people the
Biden, they
specific
didn't enforce
details
federal
of the
immigration
action.
law. Now we do. We're having hundreds of
Well,
thousands of
my
interactions.
point is that you
Things
just
will
said,
happen, but she said they are not
I know, but
training.
you, but
She
no,
said
but
they're not
she-
training.
she-
do you
No,
think
no,
that?
no,
Do you
she
think
said
that?
She said they are not training them. She said it's obvious. We know they're not training them. You don't know a damn thing because you're not in their training facility. You don't know a goddamn thing. Excuse my language, y'all. You don't know nothing. So stop making these definite statements about something you know nothing about. It's crazy. And you people is on media TV doing this. You guys are doing this on network TV, man. Just lying to people, man. Y'all people are crazy.
Do you think that trained
She was saying a
ICE
specific
agents
example, and
No,
you said it
her
was false.
statement was,
Don't
she said,
just
quote, they're not
acknowledge
training
that
them.
You just
We all
acknowledge that
see.
you don't know what she was
Do you
referring to.
think?
I don't.
Just
I
wanna
do not
think
know
that
what she's talking.
scooping up
Yeah.
U.S. citizens
I,
without giving
I
them?
disagree with the generalization that they're scooping up U.S.
There's
citizens.
170 that have been
Well, there's
scooped
over
up.
500,000 illegal aliens that have been
There's
deported,
little
and
children that have been
1.6
scooped
million
up
have
that are U.S.
self-deported.
citizens.
All right,
There
look.
is
I know you don't want the law enforced.
There is
I get it.
video
You
of
don't have to
black
yell at me. You
kids.
don't want the law.
That's it. That's all. You folk don't want the law enforced. I get it. I get it. Y'all, far as y'all concerned, we could turn this country over to all you illegals. That's how y'all see it. Y'all see all these criminal thugs coming in here and making our country better. This is how you people see it. This is how detached you people are from reality. But us people down here in these neighborhoods where all these goddamn illegal immigrants are coming to, we're being bombarded with increased criminal activities as a result. And you people sitting up here telling me, like, bring them all. Give them due process. Well, they will get their due process if they went through the proper procedures to enter our country. That's why our due process start at through the legal means of migrating to this country. That's where due process at. If you skirt due process, if you skirt the legal means, then you are a criminal. You are no longer afforded the right to due process because you are no longer afforded the right to due process because you're the one that choose to abort due process and come into this country illegally. What part of that is so hard to understand? We have enough people that's already American citizens suffering enough to not be sent back, getting our resources and our opportunities sniped away by illegal people, criminal elements. It's un-American. And you people are anti-American and disgusting because you people are benefited the most from the American dream. All you people got on designer clothes. All you people got 500,000. Everybody on this screen I'm looking at, all you people are doing well in life. You people have did good with the American dream. And you sitting here trying to compromise the rest of America's pursuit of that dream. You people should be ashamed of yourself.
Right.
Listen,
Look, it is true.
Guess what?
that
On
United
this
States
table, black and
citizens
white people can
have
get
been detained by ICE without
Detained and released.
yeah.
Detained
But
and released.
whether you're detained
After
and released
hours or
after
days of
hours or
being
days,
held?
your rights may still be violated, and that's still an issue that people have a right to be concerned about.
Can I just throw a curveball? The reason why they're often detained though is also because of the color of their skin.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's again a
Oh my God. I'm even surprised that it took, man, over 23 minutes into this post, into this blog, for them to mention race. Because listen, they can't wait to insert race, guys. These guys are race mongrels. Anything, yes, it do appear racist. Because you know why? Because you liberals released all those criminal immigrants into black communities. So in order to get them, we got to go in the black community. That's what's happening. And the black folks, for the most part, is happy as hell. Somebody's finally coming down, getting these criminal elements up out of our community. Let's go.
sweeping blanket generals. Do you know of a
Hold on, we got
specific
data from-
instance
no,
where
hold on, we got
I mean,
data from-
honestly,
Actually, the answer is
they got data.
Dear brother, and nope, I'm not gonna do it. Dear brother Carney, I really respect this brother. He's usually more practical than not. But brother, just stop the race baiting, man. Stop. This, of course, there's more black people being detained and arrested. No one's arguing that. I told you all the illegals are in the black community, so of course there are going to be situations where it seemed black. Because that's what the liberals did. They did all this is intentional. All this shit is calculated. But brother, don't sit up and act like them getting criminal elements out of our community is racist. Because I will argue it's the opposite. It's actually compassion for their fellow Americans. And the only reason why you people are up here complaining and calling it racist is because you. And the only reason why you people are up here calling this shit racist is because ain't none of you liberals ever done it. And now the black community's acting like, well, why ain't nobody never been done this if it was so easy to do? Why ain't nobody never done this? So now y'all got to say, well, oh no, we could have done it, but Trump's doing it illegally, so that's why we couldn't do it. No, Trump is exercising his authority to provide safety to his U.S. Citizens. There is no greater responsibility in the presidency than that. And he's doing his job. So all you liberal leaders, all you liberal losers from the past and in the current, y'all hate to see, because y'all been lying to black people, lying to brown people, lying to poor people, lying to people in these fucking communities that's fucking savaged and ravaged by crime. You people been lying, saying it takes time, it takes programs, it's hard. It's a result of slavery, it's a result of poverty. No, it's a result of you people not giving a fuck. That's what all this chaos in the black community is about. You people not giving a fuck. And then when you say you giving a fuck, you only doing it to take advantage of us. You never really give a fuck. And this is why we have this type of shit right now. This is why this is America's narrative today. Because people like you, puppets and plants like all you people, is sitting up here like y'all advocating on behalf of the real black American person or the real black American patriot. Y'all not. Real black America don't think nothing like you boo squad ass house Negroes. I ain't never seen somebody come up here and create so many narratives around racism and poverty and violence and all this crap, man. All the time, they sitting in fucking designer suits, man, on somebody else's TV in front of somebody cameraman living in somebody fucking $500,000 house in some fucking safe neighborhood, driving somebody $100,000 car, fucking married with kids. Kids go to fucking private Catholic schools and sitting up here. Boy, let me digress because I might want to get this video over with. It's 30 seconds left, y'all.
The answer is
You're saying they're not. You're saying they're racist. I mean, these are
I
blanket
didn't say that.
statements.
That was a
These
blanket
are
statement.
blanket
The answer is
statements.
yes, we do know of specific
blanket
instances
statement.
in which people, American citizens, have been arrested because they happen to be in a particular place and look a certain way. That has actually happened. They're documented. So this is not guesswork that we're doing here. Yeah, but they're still detained. They're still arrested without their rights being given to them. That is still happening.
Sorry, guys. I went into one of my famous OG Big Meaty rants. I didn't mean to do that, but I get so irritated when I see these black liberals like they got the black community interests at heart. Like, and in fact, it's like at first I thought they was just psyop, y'all. I thought that they just tricked too. But now I'm starting to believe that these people are intentionally taking these harmful positions against the black community. Because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that we need help in the black community. Trump has cleaned up Memphis, he's cleaned up Washington, D.C., majority black communities, majority black cities with high crime rates. Cleaned them up. In Chicago, we want a Chirac, a damn gangster war zone. We don't need no help cleaning that up. Because you know why? Because these liberals of the mindset, man, we'll let them niggas kill themselves off. We don't give a fuck. And it's our great President Trump that's saying, well, I give a fuck. There's enough victims down there. There's enough killing. There's enough hurt. There's enough of it being acceptable. It can't be acceptable anymore. Bring in the truth. And Lord have mercy, Trump, I'm going to make another video about Milwaukee because you think Chicago fucked up. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Boy, if it ain't a prime example of someone needing those troops sent in, because I want to be the first to say on social media, Trump, please target Milwaukee next. And my next video, I'm going to do a video and show you people why Milwaukee should be the next target, because we are so despicable down here. It is so despicable down here in the city of Milwaukee, y'all. Talking about kids and women being killed by the dozens. And no one saying nothing and no one saying nothing, unless you can believe it. The city of Milwaukee most definitely is a blue city ran by a black mayor with a black police commissioner and getting no results. I'm going to do a video on that next. I did one before, no views. We're going to see how much these black folk interested in the plight of black folk. Because I'm going to do a detailed video of what's happening within our community, and I'm going to see how many of you people really care. Because I know you fools don't care, because we've been voting for you guys at 100% clip, man, for decades, and you people still ain't made shit better for us. You people ain't did nothing but gave us one thing to take away 20 things. That's y'all mantra. And it's sad, man, but with that, y'all, I digress, man. If you guys think that what Trump is doing, what ICE is doing is unconstitutional, y'all, get in my inbox. Let's talk about it. Because I don't. I think once you violated the law, once you came into our country avoiding due process, to me, you relinquish your right to due process. It only makes sense, y'all. But check this out, y'all. Let me get up out of here, man. Listen, man, if any of y'all found any value, man, or any interest in this video, man, do your boy a favor, man. Hit that like button, man. Come on, subscribe, y'all, man. Come on, man. Y'all ain't, I'm getting thousands of views, man, but I'm not getting no subscribers, man. Come on, man. Rock with your boy, man, so we can grow this conversation, man. Rock with your boy, man. Hit that subscribe button, man, so we can grow this channel, so we can grow this conversation, y'all. And with that being said, y'all know your boy's slogan, man. Stay out your body. Reside in your spirit. It's where your potential at. Peace, my beloveds.